In Nigeria, falling in love is the only thing that starts as poetry and quickly turns into a committee meeting. You see her at a wedding because all important Nigerian life decisions begin at weddings. She's laughing, head tilted back, gaily standing like a well-constructed argument. Your heart does that useless somersault again. This is my person. You whisper to yourself, already naming your future children in your head. But love here doesn't move alone, it travels with an entourage. First, your friends. Guy, calm down. One says, do you know her tribe? As if love is a SIM card that might not be compatible with your network. You ignore them. Love is blind, after all. Then you meet her family. Everything is going well until somebody asks, what does your father do? Now, this is not a question. It is an investigation, because in Nigeria you are not just marrying a person, you are merging two companies. Assets must be declared, background checks must be conducted. Even your childhood sins will try to attend the meeting. Her uncle leans forward. Can you take care of our daughter? You want to say, sir, emotionally yes. But this is Nigeria, emotion is not legal tender. So you start calculating rents, school fees, fuel, data, subscription, and the occasional just because gift that is never really just because. Before you recover, tradition enters like a landlord who doesn't forget rent. They bring out the list. Ah yes, the sacred document. It reads like you are preparing for a wedding between your wallet and their expectations. Nam Rice Scott drinks money, more money, extra money for reasons nobody will fully explain, but everybody understands. You look at the list and realize love has a price tag, but inflation is also in love with Nigeria. Still you nod because you are in love, and love makes people do things that logic will later question. Just when you think you've passed that stage, religion shows up like a strict invigilator. Pastor says marriage is spiritual. Imam says marriage is sacred. Your mother says, have you prayed about it? At this point, even your relationship needs deliverance. You start attending fearless like your love life depends on attendance, which, to be honest, deliverance. Every small misunderstanding becomes the devil is trying to scatter this union. You forget that sometimes it is not the devil, it is just two human beings who are both stubborn. Meanwhile, politics is watching from the corner, eating groundnuts, because Nigeria itself is in the longest situationship ever. We promise to love our country, but every election cycle feels like maybe this time he will change. Campaign rallies sound like romantic proposals. I will fix everything. I will make life better. I will never hurt you. And we believe again because Nigerians have PhDs in hope. After elections, reality enters like NEPA, unrestricted and rarely consistent. Still, we stay. Because Nigerians don't just love people, we love possibilities. We love the idea that things can be better, that this person, this relationship, this country might finally get it right. And somehow, in the middle of all this confusion, love still finds a way to be ridiculous and beautiful. It's in the small things. A girl sending "have you eaten" like it's a love language and a survival strategy. A guy escorting his girlfriend home in the dark, not because he's fearless, but because love has temporarily suspended his common sense. Two people laughing over nothing, even when there is plenty to cry about. Because in Nigeria, if love is not funny, it will be too painful. So we laugh. We laugh at the drama, The pressure, the expectations, the endless negotiations between heart, society and survivor. We laugh because love here is not soft. It is loud, it is complicated, it is constantly being reviewed by elders, pastors and the economy. But it is also resilient, because after everything, after the lists, the prayers, the politics, the advice, the subtle insults, disguise, that's concern, two people will still look at each other and say, are we doing this? And the other person, slightly broke, slightly confused but fully committed, will reply, we move. And in Nigeria, that is the closest thing to